Hello everyone, this is DavidViadel23 and welcome to the Mandrago's Cave. Today we are gonna be talking about Queen from One Piece, Queen the Plague, from the Beast Pirates, from the Kaido crew. I know normally today, Saturday, I would update Inktober video, but as I explained in my previous video, I think I want to try to basically swap the days and do Saturdays the One Piece video and Wednesdays the Inktober video, because this way the One Piece episode normally is released Thursday, Friday, so I can read it, have my thoughts together, draw something nice, and then share it with all of you. Or at least I want to try to swap the schedule to see how it works for me, okay? And then I have a couple of days extra to do the Inktober, think about the prompt I want to do, and just post it on the Wednesday after, because normally it is shared on the Friday, so it can be something good for me. And yeah, so I'm gonna try to basically do a drawing of Queen dancing. So we have a basic ball, because Oda, like all the artists, sometimes we love to play with geometrical shapes, and this character, like Lucky Ru, for example, is one of those examples, beautiful examples of character design and Oda style that I love. It's simple, it's round, is interesting, is fantastic. I remember sometimes when I meet people, I will explain my style, how I do maybe characters. I draw characters, they are bigger than normal, but they are still humans and things like this. And, you know, people will say, oh, how can it be? This is not realistic, this is not this and that. But to be honest, I grew up watching One Piece, and a lot of my style, it drinks a lot from this. So for me, it is not a weird thing to do or to draw, if you wanna explain it like that, okay? So at the moment I'm doing here the legs, he's gonna be dancing like this. It's gonna be the floor here. Okay, and you would say that Queen is basically the Sanji in Kaido's crew, okay? We have Kaido, then King, then Queen. This is like when you play cards, it follows the same pattern like the cards, basically, okay? It's made like that on purpose, okay? And he is basically the Sanji, the number 2 in the crew. And why do I want to talk about him today? So if you have been following the One Piece releases and everything, a few weeks back, I would say 2-3 weeks back, we had this information about some release of Vivre Cards. Okay, in the Vivre Cards, like the SBS, they gave us information. They normally, Oda gives us information, details about some characters, and there was a bunch of things that came referring to Queen, like basically his name is Cyan, like from science. And the topic I want to talk about today is that he had a son 36 years ago. And I think this is very, very important. Internet went crazy a couple of weeks ago talking about this, and at the time I was talking about other topics. If you scroll a little bit on my video section, you will see that I kind of prioritized the manga episode to talk about the manga episode instead of this topic, and I thought I will leave this Queen drawing for another day when I have a little bit more of time, okay? And I want to talk about something else. I want to talk about something else that day, okay? And that is okay, that is allowed. So basically, in that Vivre card, it fits that Franky could be Queen's son, okay? Because Franky is 36 years ago, he was abandoned by pirates, and Queen had a son well, a kid is said in the translation. He had a kid, and he abandoned the kid 26 years ago, but the kid was born 36 years ago. And it will fit with Franky's schedule, because Franky was abandoned as well when he was 10 years old. Okay, so basically, I'm full on that Queen is Franky's father. Okay, so full on that team. So for the timeline, I kind of have the timeline here present so you understand. So the timeline for Queen's life is 39 years ago. He worked in maths. He started with this project with maths, okay, with Vegapunk and the other guys. 36 years ago, he had a child. 33 years ago, got an offer to join from Kaido, but he didn't join apparently, okay. Then 29 years ago, he left maths, and 26 years ago, math was bought by the government, okay, and then in that same year, he abandoned his son and joined Kaido under the name of Queen. Okay, so there is a layout, very interesting layout there of things that happened, and we are gonna kind of address what is the situation here. The situation here is basically Kaido offered him the position while he was in maths, probably because he already wanted his qualities in regarding, viruses, cyber tech, and all these things. I don't think he had the fruit at that point, because all the Kaido fruits are very similar, so that it's telling me that Kaido is the one who gave his crew members the fruits, the dinosaur fruits that they most of them have, okay, and because it can be a coincidence, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the thumb is here, okay. So if you realize what happened here, basically he got an offer, probably he said no first, or he started doing some projects for him as kind of, freelance or something like that, but then after a while, probably because Queen, we seen him that he's like Caesar Clown, bad and very, very, very corrupted and everything. He didn't want to work for the government in those conditions, and he decided to basically leave. They got upset because there is like this grudge the judge and everyone they have against Vegapunk. I understand it totally, because the things that they wanted to do in these maths projects, all of this financed by Dufeld, this kind of mafia-looking guy as well with the sunglasses, one of the underworld characters that we see in Whole Cake. All of it was dodgy, basically. All of it was dodgy, not with bad intention, so they wanted to kind of be involved in many fights and wars and everything, and they were kind of creating weapons and everything, and once Vegapunk started playing with this concept of the flower powder thing, I think there at that point everyone got upset and they said, you know what, let's get out of here, because this makes no sense. And I totally understand, because there's in all the stories, in all the mangas, you need to have bad guys and good guys, okay? So let's do the mustache. Mustache is being shown. I don't think it is. Not sure if this is a mistake from the anime, maybe from Toei. In theory, it was shown first that the mustache was dark, like the hair. And then afterwards you will see in the anime that he's actually blonde, full blonde. And yeah, there hasn't been any kind of information, confirmation, or it is not relevant, I think, that at the moment. So it's not like the Garling stuff that everyone is waiting, oh my god, the Garling hair and everything, he's yellowish blonde. Well, a ginger person, if you think about it, the ginger person normally will keep the hair ginger, but when, redhead, but when you get old, some people, they lose color and they go in this kind of pearl, like white, yellowish pearl, that it's kind of the reddish color, decolorated from the age, okay? And yeah, so just do the teeth there. Nice. And the face, he has this very little nose. This face is gonna be very small because I wanna focus in the volume that he has. Like this, he has the hair there, and the hair is basically circles. Circles. I am not gonna be pending of how many he has, but this reminds me a lot to Jasmine in the Disney movie of Aladdin, one of my favorite princesses. And let's do like a scorpion hair. Yes, the design of a scorpion hair, like he is, you know, he's master of the universe in the concept of viruses and everything. So obviously he is, he has a reference in the scorpion concept. That's very nice. Very subtle details that if you are not into character design or you are not into reading One Piece beyond what is the actual story, maybe you don't realize, or it actually doesn't matter. But yeah, so the sun has come full on here. Let's see. I hope you can see everything nice here in the video. Let's do. The lines are looking nice. It has this kind of obelix type of design, like a balloon. Okay. This I can't even see, 1 second. Much better now. So the light is not bothering there. Obviously, to draw you need light, but a little bit too much here at the moment now. It is cloudy, and apparently the cloud moved and it just made a little bit of a bother there for me. But yeah, let's do the shoe here in this side. Well, let's keep focusing in what we were talking, okay? There is more references about Franky probably being his kid. I'm fan of it, I love it, it's very interesting. So Oda put Franky on the cover of volume 39 and Queen, that is seen in the same pose with the arms up and everything, in the volume 93, playing with the numbers upside down and everything. Oda loves to play with this, like we see as well Shanks and Luffy and Buggy and Blackbeard as well, from an old design when they are Jonkos, that Oda redo the same design. So people that is connected, Oda tends to do this kind of let's say Easter egg, you can call it Easter egg, and I love it. Okay, we have information from Franky, okay, that supports all this theory and all this connection. So there is a scene in Oden's flashback where Roger's crew go to Water 7 to visit Tom, talking with Tom and everything, and there is this first plan, or this first moment of the scene when Oden is chatting with a very young Franky and talking, hey, join our crew, this and that, and Franky is like, nah, I'm not interested about that, I was already abandoned by pirates recently, and I don't care about that. So there is a connection there that this kind of Oda is implying that there are things that may be related, and I am actually enjoying it so much because the storytelling and the concept of world building that Oda has is in another level. It is legendary. I don't think I ever seen any other story, and I read a lot and I watch a lot of movies, series, read a lot of mangas and comics, American, Japanese, European, and I haven't found anything so dense and rich in lore for the world, in world building and storytelling. I love it. And so many characters from 1000 episodes ago that they are showing up now, and I love it. I love it. Feel free to tell me what's your opinion about the world building in One Piece, and let's share opinions and comments there. And if anything that you may think that Oda didn't do as you expected or nice for the world as well, feel free to feel free to share it in the comments and we can discuss it. And if I can maybe, I don't know, justify it. We don't have Oda here in the comments. I think it will be very, very interesting, very funny. We don't have him in the comments, but if I can answer, I do my own characters, my own stories, my own worlds as well. I work a lot in world building. That's my specialty, world building and storytelling. So if I can, I don't know, explain something about One Piece or any other story that you may be interested and I have read as well or watched, I'm more than happy to yeah, just comment and open discussion. Okay. So we have this other arm that is a little bit more artificial, a little bit more bionical, cybernetic and everything. So when we do the lines with the fine liner, I will define it a little bit more, okay? So let's keep doing as well this obelix concept of clothing, of the, this, how I think it's called onesie in English, onesie. And this later in a bit I will paint it with just want to mark so I remember which ones are black and which ones are white. It's gonna be like this. Okay, this actually it goes further. This actually goes like very further, like here to the bottom. It's very nice, very nice. So let's focus. If 36 years ago Queen had a kid and he didn't abandon him until 10 years later, okay, let's assume, okay, time where Franky, let's assume it's Franky, this is right, must have lived with Mats, with the group Mats, okay, stayed with Mats while the Dufeld, I think it was the one sponsoring them, who paid for the ship, paid for the research and everything, while they were traveling, okay, because they had like a pirate ship looking, and they were traveling around. We see all of these things in one of the Mats, in the German 66 cover story and everything, okay, with this mini flashback of Vegapunk that we have there, okay. So that kid, Franky, must have had inclination, curiosity, interest, or just for being around science, mechanism, experiments, and all of that, think about it, all of that with the concept of unlimited. The sky is the limit, basically. Everything is possible in this group. If you think about it, how does a teenage Franky that comes from nothing even think about rebuilding himself like a cyborg, like a robot, after the train has destroyed him when trying to stop it when Tom is being taken away? Because he has seen this already, because he may have seen his father when he was younger dipping into the reality of cyborg modifications. So he assumes, yeah, why not? If this is possible, I'm gonna do it. So it's something natural. If you have an environment, for example, at home, that they believe in what you do, you are lucky that you are in one of these families that they believe what you do, and no matter what, they support you and everything, and you are gonna be thinking, yeah, why shouldn't I be able to do this, I don't know, this dance in a school, or why shouldn't I be able to run this fast? Because you actually have a very nice environment there with support and everything, and that is very important. I think Oda as well is trying to showcase this. We touch in One Piece many real topics from real life, and this is one of those. Abandonment, and there's a lot of abandonment in One Piece. Many characters in One Piece are abandoned by the father, especially by the father. There are not many mothers as well showing in the story, because Oda has particular views as well, probably, I don't know, or even personal things going on, I don't know, but yeah, he has this X here, like a mask for the glasses as well. So everything is possible, okay, in this group. So just basically to have a refresh of who are these guys in Mats. So who is in Mats? We have Vegapunk, that it's excellent in all fields. He's doctor, scientist, he's everything basically. He's mechanic, he's cyber, he knows about everything basically. With the fruit, obviously it helps him to know about everything and to want to learn about everything. Then we have this guy Queen, Cyan, that he's a specialist in cyborg stuff and viruses. We see this with the modifications that he has, and we see this with Onigashima, how he fights. He fights shooting viruses and you know, being a pain, basically. We have Caesar Clown as well. He's basically a mass destruction weapons king, with the Shinokuni and everything, with the artificial fruits and everything. Very stupid and clown person and radical person, but at the same time, he is able to destroy, you know, so he is powerful in his own sense, without even counting the fruit, okay, that he has. We have Judge as well, that is Sanji's father, that he's specialized in cloning and everything, and all of these things that these other guys have been doing, Vegapunk has applied to his own research as well, okay? And then we had in the group as well Miss Buckingham Stussy, the original Stussy, that basically it hasn't been confirmed that she is a scientist as such, but obviously she must have connections and know a little bit about science, about this, about that, because she was with them. He's basically a killer machine, in my opinion. He's a former Rocks pirate, and so I believe she must have been the muscle of the group. She must have been the bodyguard, the protector and everything, because even if now she's an old woman and you don't see her fighting and everything, it makes sense for me. Let's start with this. It makes sense for me that she had a high level of power. Only just thinking about being in the Rocks Pirates, okay? So Queen has this Kamabaka Okama design in the One Piece style, okay? So probably he's Okama, and it's never been confirmed, but the design is as well very particularly created to resemble in some of the aspects to the Kamabaka Kingdom and everything, and yeah, so we have the teeth here, okay, and then these masks go like this, yeah. So we're gonna paint I wanna paint it black, yeah, but just gonna paint it, just gonna leave it like this, so we paint it in yellow, and that's it, blonde, okay? Just to keep with the anime, so people can't say later, oh, you painted like that, you painted like, well, anyway, I just those are the fingers for the hand and everything, and then he has here this part, okay, and here goes at the back as well, like this. I need to know your opinion about Queen in the comments, and please, what do you think about this theory of the Franky connection and everything, if it is gonna be true or if it is not gonna be true, okay? So, I think that, you know, Franky, as I said, growing for 10 years in this environment, what is this telling me? It's telling me that he must have observed, he must have some sort of interest in the things that they were doing. He was basically drinking from this knowledge, from this environment, from these people, that they were the top of the top in science and in different types of experiments. So a kid who builds a battleship of mass destruction like Caesar, reveals himself in a cyborg form like Queen, is able to spit fire like the electro and fire techniques that the Germa 66 guys have, And all of this, obviously, in a basic and rough level, obviously, like a mechanic trying to play engineer, like Iron Man stuff. And basically, as strong as crazy, like someone like Stussy and clever, because Franky is super clever, even if he's so silly. He is a very intelligent person and very clever to be able to create those battleships and all the reconstruction of his body. So he is a special student, let's say, like Vegapunk, basically, super clever like Vegapunk. Obviously, this is a comparative, but yeah. So he has all the qualities, in my opinion, of a kid who grew with this sort of people, and I would say I'm Team Franky, being Queen's son, as I said before, 100%. Okay, so. Funny thing is that they never interacted in Wano, okay? But even if they never interacted, we have the connection of Sanji, that Sanji is the other Matt's kid, okay? Is the one who defeated Queen in fight, okay? So that is very... this is a double button here, like this. Double button. And I like, maybe this is kind of some sort of poetic thing that Oda created there by kind of explaining, yeah, I don't even need to put them together, but for me, for my notes, they are son and father, and I love it. I love it because when I have my stories here at home and everything, I have my walls full of drawings, full of things, and full of references, my notes as well in everywhere, and to be honest, it is something that Oda needs to be able to connect all the dots in the story and to know where are we going with the story, but at the same time, he doesn't need to share this, okay? It is not necessary to be shared, and yeah, for me as a creative person as well, and someone interested in these topics of world building and storytelling, I find it fascinating. I don't know your point of view here, but I find it fascinating. There's a shoe there. Let's do here the floor. He's dancing. He's introduced in this scene with the other two guys dancing like him, like doing these signs and everything, like Franky with the super, with the twin sisters and everything. Very similar, the dancing, the introduction, the choreographies that they do, the exhibitionism, the wanting to be extravagant and loud and everything, and wanting to be the center of attention. Franky in Water 7, he goes on top of one of those buildings and he's shouting from there, spitting and attacking people. He's a rebel like the father in this case, assuming that he's the father and everything. And I love it because the type of character, you can say, oh, you see, the apple didn't fall so far from the tree, to be honest. If you see this type of attitude and this type of character, there's this kind of little squares between the balls of hair. Okay. I don't know why as well this guy reminds me like he may be connected to NL. Nothing to do with this, but it's very interesting and everything. And yeah, so there is there's something in this story and this plot that it bugs me, it bothers me, and it is true that because being in maths and because being his specialty viruses and everything could have messed with Franky's mind with this poison or this virus or something, just test it with him, make him forget his childhood before 10 years old, or have some side effect like this, okay? So, because my headache here, my problem here is, why wouldn't Franky recognize Vegapunk if they have been living together, let's say, for 10 years, okay? So, Vegapunk changes a lot, the head, the aspect and everything. It grows larger. Even Dragon struggles to recognize him. He says, oh my god, what is that head that you're carrying now? But it is implied in the story that Franky didn't know the appearance of Vegapunk, because when we meet with Lilith and everything, when we arrive to Egghead, he's so excited meeting Vegapunk, he's not able to recognize that that girl, that young teenager girl, it is not the real Vegapunk, it's just a robot, a cyborg like him. And that's the piece that is not fitting in this puzzle of Queen is Franky's father, okay? Again, Queen could have messed with his mind using his specialty, his poisons, his venoms, his viruses, his all of these things that he did, okay? Why wouldn't Franky recognize Caesar Clown in Punk Hazard? Okay, he didn't change much, to be honest. He looks pretty similar, but again, Queen could have tested these viruses on Franky, and there is some sort of trauma there that he forgot, like we see with Sabo, with the things that he can remember. We see this with Big Mom a little bit in Wano for a little bit, and she befriends you know, Otama, Nami, Chopper, and all of these things. Particularly, I don't like this excuse for the story in a story. It's a little bit kind of a lifesaver type of excuse, but it's totally valid to put it in the story. Okay. So let's see. Let's continue doing the hair, and we finish this side here. Okay. And again, as I said before, maybe while I'm talking about these things, you already spotted that this kind of mistake, let's say, in the storytelling, and you are saying, you see, that's right. That's what I was just thinking, that it doesn't fit the concept of characters. They don't fit together there very well. But yeah, if you have any kind of info that I may have left, for example, regarding Franky and everything, or regarding what is happening there, or specifically for Queen, because we are talking about Queen here, it's very much appreciated if you basically share it here with me, with everyone, and we can discuss it and try to find a reason or a why for all of this, okay? So we have this kind of gas type of pump for the arm and everything, and then we should have a finger there, and this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah, something like this. It works totally fine for me to do like this kind of pieces. This is like a glove that he has, like a weird type of glove. I want to jump first of all to go and do the dark beads. I'm gonna swap to 0.8. This is a thicker pen for all of those that are maybe following along and trying to draw as well, a little bit thicker to cover the thicker parts here. Okay, we have one line that we did here with the pencil, that it's a little bit more tight. He's shown multiple times with a sword in the side, that is the same sword that he uses to attack Sanji, and it breaks, but I didn't want to draw it because I don't see him as a swordsman or anything like that, so I just wanted to basically draw him, no need of the sword. Okay. So talking about why this, if it is true, okay, supposing and theorizing that this is true, why this has been shown in a Vivre card or in a SBS or not in the main story and everything. So is this, I think about this a lot, is this something Franky as a character, like a real character, like a real person would care about? No. He's a grown-up man, he was abandoned when he was a kid, okay, but he made his own life, he had nothing to do with the father, he doesn't want to know anything about the father, most probably. He only knows that the father abandoned him, so he's kind of making himself, basically. He is building himself, and quite literally, to be honest. If I'm being Franky, I wouldn't care about my father at that point, and I think that's why we have this Vivre card info, or we have this kind of information sometimes given through SBS, like Eustace Kid and all those things. They don't seem to me like the type of characters that they will care much about telling their past, being open-minded, being I don't know. This is not the type of people that you will talk about things like this. Even if we have seen Franky being a big piece of heart, sentimental and everything, and especially I loved his. As he will say, this camaraderie, this manly interaction with Senor Pink, and that the fight ends up basically, let's meet one day in a pub and tell me all about Russian and everything. Like I just got goosebumps and everything, because you know I enjoyed that part with Franky and that fight so much, so few panels, and such for a small character like Senor Pink, and secondary character, and how, man, that was a good story, and I love it. And so he's a sentimental man like Sanji, but is not the type of person who he himself will care so much about himself. I don't see Franky crying for himself, but he can cry for the love of the friendship, or for the love of a woman, or for whatever, you know, those things, yes. So if you remember, same happened here with Zorro. With Zorro we got this family tree reveal from Wano. Everyone went crazy, everyone was upset online, Oh my god, please. I've been following One Piece since the very beginning, and Zorro as a character, he is not gonna be a person that is gonna be asking about the father, talking about the father, and all these things. Zorro is the fighter, the tough in the group. The nothing happened from Gecko Moria Thriller Bark story, from the, you know, what happened with Kuma and everything. Zorro doesn't care. Zorro was a little kid in his town, he wanted to be the best, and he keeps doing the best. It was important for him, his friend, yes, Kuina, and the promise and everything, yes, but the father and the mother, no. And that's why Oda, again, as I said before, Oda explained it through something that is not pure manga, official in the manga. It is a side note, like, oh, by the way, he comes from Wano, that we all suspected, and oh, by the way, he comes from this family, that we all suspected. Just to clarify a couple of things, I didn't get upset or anything with Oda for that type of news, because, to be honest, just be honest with yourself and be honest with the character. If you know Zorro and you are Zorro, you don't care about that. You just want to be the strongest and fight and be with Luffy and the other guys, but you don't care about your family tree, to be honest. That has nothing to do with... Doesn't matter if you are, let's say, royalty for him or for Luffy as well, to be able to become the greatest of everything. No, you just work hard, fight hard, and, you know, everything hard, and yeah, that's it. And this may cause controversy. Maybe someone can watch the video and say, oh my god, what are you talking about? But to be honest, that's character development. And if the character is a tough guy that is not gonna, in your notes, it is not gonna cry, or it is not gonna worry about that, he will not worry about that, okay? And we see that as well with Luffy. Did Luffy care about Dragon being his father? No, he actually said, oh, do I actually have a father? Whatever, I don't care. Because it's the same. The experience of abandonment, the solitude, they had to rise up from nothing, from loneliness, from their own ashes. They don't care. They never had it, and they don't care now about that. They are too old to care about those things, you know. Sanji though is another type of character. In my opinion, Sanji is very sentimental, very feelings focused all the time. His power, he always says, that comes from the power of love, and I love it. And that's why we had Germa 66, that's why we had Judge, that's why we had the relationship with the brothers, the wedding, and all of the Whole Cake Island story, because it is relevant to understand why Sanji behave like he behaves and is how he is. It's enriching Sanji's character and making him more honest to his self. okay, his self of why he would fight in the way he fights, respect the woman in the way he respects the woman, and want to be a cook so bad, you know, so bad. And yeah, let's add a little bit of color now, okay? As you can see, let's make him blonde, this blondie queen. Okay, mustache there as well. Okay, there are some pieces here as well that we can paint like this with yellow. This is very random stuff, to be honest, with the hole. These pieces as well. I need purple as well. Forgot about. We have this. I'm gonna make like a sketch here with this tone. This is gonna be Kaido's sign. The Onigashima head, the Oni head. Okay. And he has his name there as well, like this. Queen. There's an arrow, little arrow here. And now I can draw it a little bit with the pencil now in a second when we do the rest of the things. So, in a nutshell, these are things that we may not ever see confirmed in a manga panel, in a manga original story, but I enjoy the lore as much as everyone. I love to learn about all these things and theorize about it. A beautiful building, as I said before, the best that I have ever seen, basically, to be honest. And please, I want to know your opinion in the comments about this, even if it is totally different to mine, even if we have to fight it, even if you say 1,000 times, no, this can be because this and that, I respect it. I want to fight as well my opinion. I want to talk about One Piece and see what we can discover and everything. And yeah, I love this story, so I'm always up for a nice chat here in the comments, and this topic or any of the other topics. Okay, I have plenty of videos. I'm gonna put here a list of general videos that I have, and you can have a look as well there and see other theories and other things I have. And I talk about you know, Roronoa Zorro, and Mihawk is not gonna be the last guy that he needs to fight. I'm talking about many controversial things as well, and yeah, so I invite you to jump into the channel that I'm gonna put as well, the main channel here, so you can go into the channel and see everything I have. And if you like it, you know, feel free to subscribe, like, comment, share with your friends, with your nakamas and everything, and talk here, because I will reply. As soon as I see it, I will reply. And I'm seeing more interaction lately, and I'm enjoying it a lot. More people are subscribing. Thank you very much for subscribing, and it is very much appreciated. And yeah, so feel free. You are invited to the channel to watch everything. There are hours and hours upon hours and hours of content here to watch, and you don't get bored. If you are not up to date with the manga, be very, very careful with my videos. If you see a character that doesn't look nice to you or something like that, just jump to another video, because I talk about the spoilers most of the time, and I don't want to spoil anyone. I don't like spoilers. I don't like to, before the episode it's out, you already have some people spoiling and everything in the miniatures, and I don't like that. I hate it, to be honest. And yeah, so I need to, this is just pencil to do the grays. If you can see me doing the grays there, I'm gonna do the grays as well for the glasses, these sunglasses that he has, like Franky, sunglasses like Franky. And the glove is kind of orangey red, so I'm gonna try to mix the colors a little bit. I don't have that specific color that, you know, the manga guys, the toy guys use for the hand, but something like this works for me. But this is almost finished. Okay, just do a little bit here, some signs there. I'm gonna do this in a moment, and it's looking good. It's looking nice. It's looking very, very nice. So on another note, there are many tickets on Queen to be making an appearance on the Yamato cover story. I said in my previous video that the guy kidnapping people is Queen or who is who. A person trying to build a ship because he kidnapped the old man, the carpenter old man, and taking girls with him. It fits Queen description there perfectly. These two characters I'm saying, Queen and who is who, they were basically surrounded by girls, by fan people, by all of these things, and to be honest, even if they may be clever for scientific experiments and things like that, they are stupid people and silly people. So they need someone else like the carpenter to build a ship so they are able to escape and go somewhere else, and that's how they can, he can meet with Mats. Most probably. The previous mini story, the German 66 Crazy Voyage thing, shows us Judge and Caesar joining forces. Where is gonna end up Queen? Yes, with them. Yes, with them. And this can be a way of showing it, okay, through Yamato story. Maybe Yamato needs to kick him a little bit more, punch him a little bit more, and then he goes on his way and meets the other two guys. Oda is making a team there. I'm curious to see for what. It reminds me like a old school, old-timer group of cross-guilders, you know, like the cross-guild we have this group. Now we have the return of Mats, the neo-Mat things. All of them are coming back, but Vegapunk. And it is very interesting. I love it. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen with that. So let's do the tattoo. Okay, tattoo is gonna be like this. Maybe I even do it a little bit in black, because this looks very funny like this. Yeah, and then we have there the letters. Yeah, I'm gonna do like this. I like it more like this. I know it's not loyal, like everything to the concept of the tattoo. That the tattoo they painted purple, but for me I just want to make it more tattoo. And if you are a Photoshop user or someone who likes to work in digital, then you will do the tattoo, and then you will click on opacity, reduce the opacity, and it will go a little bit transparent, so it reduces and it is much more interesting and much more realistic. That's just a little Photoshop tip there for the ones. I struggled a lot before knowing this many years ago when I started in Photoshop to know how to kind of make a tattoo look like a tattoo. But yeah, so I'm gonna be adding this kind of black wash that I always do with the Polychromos Faber-Castell black color, because I like to have this kind of shading in the character like this. Okay, get a little bit of volume there like this. It pumps the design. If you can see the arm, it looks like a ham now. It looks a little bit different, and I love it. I love these things as well. All these things as well. So the last thing that we actually know about him is that he got they were fighting Green Bull, and he got basically destroyed. Green Bull pinched him with the power and sucked all his water and everything like the rest of the guys, and he was looking very thin. But then is with the whole, he done that, he destroyed all of them that they were in Udon in the prison area, and then Green Bull went to attack basically Wano and go for Luffy and everyone, and for Momo and all the rest. And Yamato, the scabbards that I think recently that was in the manga as well, in the anime as well. They basically protected the thing, but they actually couldn't. They weren't able to defeat Green Bull, and what we see is that he's frozen by Sang's Haki, the king of Haki basically, and he then is when he leaves. We have this. So he shouldn't have been able to take them out of Wano, because he's kind of frozen there and defeated there, and we should have these guys free. I don't remember. I would say I don't think they have been taken by him. I think they are still lurking around there, like insects, like problems. Okay, but at minimum force. Probably king is unconscious, queen is carrying them, and thin and without energy, and he's taking these people to basically be able to escape and end up with mats, most probably. I'm gonna be, you know, that when I do black, we're almost done, so I'm just gonna be doing some extra lines with the 0.2. Okay, so as you can see, this video about queen wasn't a typical video that I will do, and I will talk about the character in general, but here is more about the connection and the info from the Vivre card. Okay, that doesn't mean I will not talk about queen again. I may do in the future another queen, maybe thin, or maybe transformed into the plesiosaurus dinosaur, or in the half cyborg form, the hybrid form, something like this, I don't know. But what I wanted to address today is just the concept of the relationship with these two characters, to analyze, in my opinion, as a long-time reader of One Piece, if for me, in my opinion, it can be or it cannot be. As you have seen, if you stayed the whole video, thank you very much, I appreciate it. That means you were curious as well, like me. It can be. I think it can be, and at some point maybe they face each other in the future, but as I said, as I always say with Luffy, like Zorro, with everyone, Franky, it is not gonna care about him. He's gonna say, oh, you're my dad, yeah, whatever. Okay, a little bit of smoke from the cigar there and everything. We got this side already. Okay, looking good. Tell me something about the drawing as well, if you like the drawing, because I'm focusing in the story. But yeah, if you like the drawing, feel free to say it. It makes me happy as well. Thank you to some of the guys that are every now and then commenting and sharing it and talking about it. I enjoy it a lot, and you already know who you are. And yeah, tell me characters. Someone texted me some funny characters the other day to draw, and I will definitely be doing them, so don't think I forgot about that message. I will definitely do you know, Panda Man and Kumashi and many other funny characters that they don't have like a major theory for me to talk, but just for the sake of talking about One Piece, talking about something else, drawing a funny character, and having a little bit of a nice time here together. Okay, so yeah, I wanted to focus in this Franky daddy possible connection, Franky father possible connection, and yeah, because they're actually pretty similar in the singing, in the dancing, in the spectacle, in the showman, in the loud and everything, and I love it. I love this world building. I love One Piece. Oda, thank you very much for giving us a One Piece. This and this. I think I'm done for today. Okay, I'm gonna sign. This is DavidViadel23, DavidViadel23, and this is the Man Dragon's Cave. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you like the theory and the drawing, and feel free to share with your nakamas, with your friends, like, subscribe, comment, and let's open the conversation. And I'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.